Picture this. You're a Kingdom Hearts fan. You played Kingdom Hearts 1, skipped Chain of Memories, and played Kingdom Hearts 2, and now you're wondering, what's next? How can they ever top the best game ever that was Kingdom Hearts 2? You patiently wait and wait, but you grow up, and other things start popping up. You get more and more responsibilities, but you're still wondering what was next for the Kingdom Hearts series. Sure, there was side games, but nothing quite hits like a numbered Kingdom Hearts game. These are the true step forward for these games. Little did you know, you'd have to wait 8 years to finally get some news on Kingdom Hearts 3. The announcement trailer comes out and this game looks like a total upgrade. The hype grows and grows, then boom! Silence. You're back to patiently waiting and waiting, for 6 more years to be exact. Finally, after waiting so long for Kingdom Hearts 3 to drop, you play it and you're blown away. You think to yourself, this is the greatest game I've ever played. You look online and everyone agrees. Nah, I'm just playing. Everyone complained about this game. Let's just say the game didn't live up to the hype for many people. I remember back when I first got it, I pre-ordered it and I waited till midnight so I can play it. I loaded it up and I was loving it. I got pretty far, but it happened. I failed a class. My mother was not happy about this, as it was my first time I ever failed a class, so I got everything taken away from me. My heart was broken. You gotta understand, the Kingdom Hearts series means so much to me. I've waited so long for this game, and to get it taken away from me so soon, I couldn't take it. When I got my things back, I couldn't bring myself to play this game anymore. I knew my immersion was ruined. I waited until Remind to come out to finally sit down and complete the game. I don't really remember how I felt about this game, which is kind of a good thing, because now I get to experience this game again and share my thoughts with all of you wonderful people. So enough talking, let's see what Kingdom Hearts 3 has to offer. So first I want to go over the base game because the Remind DLC changes a lot of shit. So let's start with the story first. Disclaimer, the Kingdom Hearts story is complicated, so since we're starting off with 3, it might not make sense. Welcome to Kingdom Hearts. So this is supposed to be base game Kingdom Hearts 3, so I'll put the difficulty at proud because critical was added later for whatever reason. Already not looking good for you, Kingdom Hearts 3. Anyway, let's start with this story. So we start off with Xehanort and Ericus talking about the old Keyblade War. This lets us know that Xehanort, present day, is trying to start one, because he's bad. Anyway, we cut to Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Yen Sid. Yen Sid's like, yeah dog, you fucked up. Get your power back so we can fuck shit up. Most importantly, get the power of waking. Now we're headed to Hercules. Alright, for the sake of the video, I'm only going to cover the important stuff. Sorry Disney Worlds, I'll talk about y'all later. So basically, we came to Hercules to try to regain our power. That's kind of the reason we go to all Disney Worlds, so what I'm going to do is a little summary of every Disney World. That sound good? It better. So just like the movie, Hades wants revenge on Zeus and shit like that. Hades has his titans, to be all scary and evil. Also, Pete Bitch and Maleficent Hose shows up. They're looking for a box. That's all you need to know. Also, it's black. So Hades is fucking shit up. He traps Zeus. We beat the Titans. And we don't get our power back. Also, Xigbar shows up. He's real important, guys. Anyway, cut to Riku and Mickey. And they're in the Dark World bullshitting. Nah, they're looking for Aqua's dumbass. It's been like 10 years. I don't think she's alive. Riku gets swallowed by the darkness and then gets a haircut. Now he's all edgy and cool. His Keyblade breaks, so now they gotta leave back to the light realm or something. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy go back to Yen Sid, and Yen Sid's like, dude, you fucking suck. Like, how do you not get your power back, dude? Then Riku and Mickey show up, and they're like, hey guys. They talk about some bullshit, then they're like, did you find Aqua? They start bringing up the characters we lost and shit. Sora says, I'll save her. And no one knows why he said that, but I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. Ventus is inside Sora. Pause. Riku gets a new Keyblade and Sora gets his new clothes. I already missed the KH2 clothes. Ienzo gives us a call and he's talking about Roxas. He's trying to bring him back, which is good because Roxas is the best character, so we're gonna work with them even though they were bad. We land in Twilight Town and we're basically just trying to get clues to get Roxas back. We go to the old mansion and mess with the computer, then Ienzo gives us a call and says he might know a way to get Roxas back. Also, Vexen is missing. Ienzo gives us the scoop on what happened with the old organization people. Just as we're about to head out the mansion, Ansem and Xemnas show up and are like, "You can't bring Roxas back. Stop trying, dumbass." Goofy speaks some straight up facts, then Xemnas and Ansem are like, "You know what, bring him back, bitch." Now Sora's like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna bring back my boy, the fuck?" We finish our business in Twilight Town and we get a glimpse of what Kairi and Axel are up to. I'm calling him Axel. Fuck that Lee shit. Nah, but they're in some dimension shit training to become Keyblade Masters. Mickey and Riku are going back to the Realm of Darkness to get back Aqua. So our next Disney World is Toy Story. We get a badass Final Fantasy type cutscene, but believe it or not, it's important. So the deal with this world is all the humans and like half of the cast is missing. Buzz and Woody are trying to see what's poppin'. So this world, young Xehanort is fucking everything up. He says there's a darkness missing, so that's his motive. Anyway, we beat the Toy Story world, and Donald's like, "You get the power awakened shit?" And Sora's like, "Shut your ass up. I'm thinking about Roxas." Then they call Mickey and Riku, and they like, "If we want to get Roxas, we need a body." Then Riku's like, "Let's get some replicas." And everyone's like, "Okay." Now let's head to the next Disney World. We find ourselves in the Tangle World. So this world's story is basically like the movie, just with Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Marluxia thrown in the mix. But they don't really change much. We fuck around with Flynn and Rapunzel, then bad shit happens. The mom is all evil and shit, and Marluxia helps the mom be all evil and shit. Then the mom turns into a tree. Boss time. Flynn is saved and everyone is happy. Pete and Maleficent pop up just to say we ain't find shit. Riku and Mickey are talking to Ienzo about the replicas, but he's like, "Y'all are too late. You need to talk to Evan," but he's missing, so that's a problem. Riku's like, "What if he was taken by the organization so they can fill out their ranks using the replicas?" Well, Riku is right. Evan/Vexen is talking to Sayax about rejoining the organization. Anyway, it's time for the next Disney World, which is Monsters, Inc. So in this world, Randall is trying to take over the facility because he doesn't like how everyone's making kids laugh instead of scaring the living shit out of them. This takes place after the movie, which is pretty cool, but yeah, save the place or whatever. So the guy causing all the trouble is Vanitas. Sora recognizes him only because Ventus is in Sora's heart. So Vanitas helps Randall do some evil shit. We defeat Randall. Then Vanitas says some important shit like, "Hey, we're brothers cause half of me is in you." So he lets Sora know that Ventus is in Sora's heart, which is really important. Then Mike and Sully punk the absolute shit out of Vanitas.
Close it, quick!
Sora's like, "We need to go to the Realm of Darkness." Donald and Goofy are like, "Slow your roll, dude." Then Ienzo calls and says he has some of Ansem's info or some shit. The info he has confirms that 3 hearts are in Sora. Roxas, Ventus, and a mysterious third one. We cut to the Realm of Darkness and it's Aqua and Ansem the Wise. Aqua is still holding on to hope that someone is coming to save her. Then the other Ansem shows up and he talks of a girl who lost her memories. He wants to know where Ansem the Wise put the girl. Then Aqua and Ansem fight, but it doesn't look too good for Aqua. She's sinking into the abyss and is clouded in darkness. Anyway, time for our next Disney World, which is Frozen. Spoiler alert, this world sucks. Let's just get through it. So, this world is like the movie, except they cut out like all the important shit, so yeah. But hey, don't worry, we got not 1, but 2 songs fit in. Clearly, that's what's important here. This world introduces us to Larxene, aka a bitch. She wants Elsa to be all evil and shit, and Sora's like, "Hey, no, that's bad." Can you tell I'm invested? Larxene brings up the new 7 hearts, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it puts some pressure on Sora, because if you don't find the 7 Guardians of Light, they will use the 7 hearts. Also, Larxene lets us know that they have their 13 darkness people, so that's that. And that was Frozen. Sora goes back to Yensid, Riku and Mickey are there too. They're discussing what Larxene told us. So now, we need to find Aqua so that she can tell us where Ventus is, so we can fill up our ranks. Sora still needs the power of waking, so we need to go to more Disney Worlds. We cut to Larxene and Marluxia having a casual combo. Dimix shows up and him and Larxene throw a few insults at each other. A replica replaced Dimix, so now we have info that they do have their hands on replicas. Also, Larxene lied about having all their members, so that's that. Xemnas says he brought all of them for a specific reason. He says some about the ancient Keyblade legacy. I wonder what that's about. Anyway, time for the next Disney World, which is Pirates of the Caribbean. This world's story is based on Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I never watched the movie, so this felt like a new experience for me. So yeah, if you watch the movie, you basically know the story. Vexen and Luxord are here looking for the box. Vexen wants to do research though. Luxord challenges us to play his games or whatever. He wants the black box that Jack was speaking of. Jack accidentally reveals the location of the box because, he's dumb. Anyway, we fight the boss. The box isn't the right box. Big surprise there. And the Pirates of the Caribbean world is done. We cut to Axel and Kairi and they're still in that training spot. They reminisce about their training and Kairi gets the bright idea to try to bring back Naminé. Also, Axel brings up the time he met Ven and how Roxas reminded him of him. We cut to Riku and Mickey in the realm of darkness. Riku and Mickey getting their ass whooped though. What's new, am I right? Ansem and the real Ansem are in Twilight Town. They're headed to the mansion and real Ansem's like, bro, don't make me do this. Fake Ansem's like, dog, you don't got no morals, bruh. Remember Roxas and Naminé? Real Ansem's like, fuck. Then fake Ansem is like, fuck you. Then Pince comes to create a distraction. Hayner does a karate kick but gets fucked up. But a nobody helps him out, which is odd. Real Ansem and Olette escape. Turns out, Evan/Vexen was the one who helped out. He wants to atone for all the bad shit he's done too. That's where we leave off for now. Time for our next Disney World, which is San Fran, Tokyo, aka Big Hero 6 World. This is in fact our last Disney World, so things are gonna start cooking up. I, for one, am excited, so let's do this shit. So this world takes place after the movie, so it's on the original side. Sora meets the Big Hero 6 gang and they do a bunch of cool shit. So the story is basically the nanobots or whatever the fuck they're called are causing all kinds of trouble. The organization member of this world is young Riku Replica. Riku's trying to see if they can make a heart out of Data or some shit like that. Maleficent and Pete show up and exchange some words with Riku Replica. I kind of forgot they're in the game, but I mean, can you blame me? They're not doing shit, like, at all. Anyway, Dark Cubes are back, so we gotta stop that. Well, never mind, fake Riku does that for us. Instead, he brings back the first Baymax and he puts the heart he made into him. Pause? We team up with Baymax to stop the evil Baymax, and that was Big Hero 6. Now, time for the juice. So we get a call from Chip and Dale saying they lost contact with Riku and Mickey, so now it's time for a rescue mission. We need to get to the realm of darkness. Sora opens a gate that takes us to Destiny Island. Sora finds Erica's old Keyblade and it shows us the way. Sora insists that Donald and Goofy stay back just in case Sora doesn't make it back. We cut to Riku and Mickey and they're still struggling in the realm of darkness. Mickey is defeated, then Aqua appears. She has been taken over by the darkness and is justifiably mad. They left her stranded for over 10 years. Riku relates to this and now we have to stop Aqua and save her. Riku, being exhausted from all the fighting, is struggling, but then our boy Sora steps in to lend a hand. Now it's up to Sora to save Aqua. After an emotional fight, Aqua sinks into the abyss. She thinks this is it for her, but Sora reaches his hand and saves her.
Aqua!
Sora.
Aqua is now saved from the realm of darkness after 10 long years. We did it. We have one of our Guardians of Light. Now that she's back, she can let us know how to get Ventus back. Also, since Vexen is on our side now, he wants Dimix to help backstab the organization. Ienzo is still trying to get Roxas back, but he needs a vessel. That's where Demyx comes in. He stole a replica and gave it to Ienzo. He also brings Ansem the Wise to help bring back Naminé and Roxas. Sora, Aqua, Donald, and Goofy walk to Castle Oblivion. Turns out, Aqua made Castle Oblivion so complicated so no one can find Ventus. She uses her magic to restore it back to normal so we can get Ventus. We get to Vin, who's asleep due to the events of Birth by Sleep. Vanitas shows up though to make sure we can't save him. Now it's time to fight him as Aqua. After another great fight, Vanitas gets the upper hand by targeting Ventus. Aqua jumps in to save him, and just when Aqua looks like she's about to die, Sora gains the power of waking, finally bringing back our boy Ventus. Now we have our 7 Guardians of Light: Sora, Riku, Kairi, Axel, Aqua, Ventus, and Mickey. Everyone gets caught up, and now it's time for the final showdown. We have our 7 Guardians of Light, and they have their 13 Guardians of Darkness. It's time for the second Keyblade War to begin. We land at the fated place known as the Keyblade Graveyard. Xehanort pulls up and tells us about the Keyblade War. Then one by one we see the other members of the organization, then they summon over 1,000 Heartless, Nobodies, and Unversed on us. What a way to start this war off. I mean, holy shit, what a joyride. It also does a good way of showing us just how far Sora has come since the beginning of the game. Now get ready because a lot of shit is about to go down. We head to the others, then Terra appears. Ventus runs to him, but Terra is off. He's still possessed by the darkness. He said today is the day we lose. And the shit is, he's right. Takes out Ventus in one hit. He strikes Sora down with ease. Next, he takes out Axel. Donald and Goofy step in, and Donald pulls his absolute move on him. Zeta Flare.
Donald, no!
He's able to push back Terra, but he's completely drained. Donald is now out. 3 of our own taken out just like that. Then a giant tornado of Heartless form. Sora, Riku, and Aqua stand up to it, but they're not enough. Aqua is swallowed up along with the others. Sora tries to save Kairi, but she's gone. Sora loses it. Riku tries to talk some sense and does one last stand before him and Sora get swallowed up. The 7 Guardians lost. But there's still hope. Sora misuses the power of waking to change the course of history. Sora appears in this cloud area and he's transparent. We must collect more of ourselves to become whole and rescue the others. There's stars here that represent people who have died. We talk to Naminé and she tells us Kairi is still holding on. Now let's get our Guardians back. We traveled through the old Disney worlds, defeating the Heartless that has our friends' hearts held captive. Now we're back and everyone is saved again. Time for a rematch. Terra shows up again and Ventus falls for it again, but Terra's lingering will shows up to stop him. All the darkness shit shows up again. We defeat it, but it starts to get in this big ass tornado again. This time, to fight it, we call on the help of the past. All the old Keyblade warriors stand to fight. What an absolute badass moment. After that, young Riku shows up, and a huge shadowy Xehanort shows up too. Young Riku summons a damn Heartless storm or some shit, but this is like hella Heartless. Like, bruh, we can't take on this many. But the man himself shows up. Master Yin Sid. This motherfucker opens a path Moses style. Finally, we get to see his damn power. Donald and Goofy stay to help and the rest of us go on ahead. The 13 Seekers of Darkness show up to confront us. Xehanort makes his maze-like thing and the group splits up to take them on. The first person I chose to help was Riku. Here, we have to fight Xigbar, Ansem, and young Riku. After fighting for a while, Ansem does this darkness thing, then he dips. Time to fight the other two. The first one I defeated was young Riku. Turns out, this was Riku replica from Chain of Memories. He wanted to be the real Riku. A sad ending for him, but who cares? Time to fight Xigbar. Xigbar reflects how he always wanted to be a Keyblade user. Xehanort promised to give him his, that's why he did all this. Gives one last smile, then falls to his death. Now to go help Mickey. He's fighting Larxene, Marluxia, Luxord, and Xemnas. Xemnas dips before we can fight him though. We beat Luxord first, and he says he hopes him and Sora can play a regular game, when they're just guys. Larxene is a bitch to the very end. She basically says fuck you or something like that. Marluxia remembers how to feel and he becomes recompleted. Next, we have to help Aqua and Ventus. They're fighting Vanitas and Terra. We defeat Vanitas and Sora's like, why won't you take our side? Vanitas is like, I'm the literal embodiment of darkness, so. Then he fades away. Next, we beat Terra. Terra struggles to break the possession and puts everyone in chains. He starts swinging Aqua and Ven around, knocking them out, but right as he's about to finish them, the Heartless comes out. This is Terra's Heartless. The Heartless says, one day I'll set this right. With the help of Sora, Terra is finally himself again. The Wavefinder trio is finally back. Time to help Kairi and Axel. They're fighting Sayax and a hooded figure with the Keyblade. After fighting for a while, Axel tries to stop Sayax, but Xemnas shows up. Axel tries to attack Xemnas, and Xemnas says,
Is this supposed to be a Keyblade? Or is it some sort of joke?
And destroys Axel's Keyblade. Holy shit. He proceeds to fuck up Axel like big time. Right as Xemnas is about to finish Axel, the hooded figure stops him. Turns out, the hooded figure and Axel were friends. Sora stops the hooded figure and says, don't do this. Sora says, it's alright, you can stop. Then he called the hooded figure Xion. Xemnas is about to kill Xion. Axel tries to stop him, but then our man himself shows up. Roxas.
Hands off my friends.
It cannot be.
Roxas!
Sporting the two Keyblades like a fucking badass. The best trio is fucking back. Now let's whoop ass. Xemnas takes Kairi. Great, that's a problem. Now we're fighting alongside Roxas and Xion. We defeat Sayax and him and Axel have a moment. Turns out, Sayax was jealous Axel was able to make new friends. Sora goes to help Kairi, and then Roxas, Axel, and Xion are finally reunited.
Guess I should have brought some ice cream.
Best moment of the game. Hits right in the heart. But we have something serious to take care of. Saving Kairi. We team up with Riku and Mickey to fight young Xehanort, Xemnas, and Ansem. Xehanort has 9 keys forged. Sora's like, we not helping you get the rest. But Xehanort has a plan for that. We defeat young Xehanort first and says he paid the high price for this. He goes back to his time. Time to fight the rest. Next we beat Xemnas. Sora's like, was it worth it? Xemnas reflects on the emptiness he feels and reflects on his old comrades that he took for granted. He fades away. R.I.P. to the best Kingdom Hearts villain. Finally, we defeat Ansem. Riku and Ansem reflect on their past relationship. Then he fades away. Only one left. Xehanort. Xehanort's like, I only need 1 key, bitch. And Sora's like, fuck you. Sora's not gonna help get it, but Xehanort pulls out his trump card. Kairi. He says,
You require motivation.
then kills Kairi right in front of Sora.
Kyrie!
Sora is pissed. Xehanort opens Kingdom Hearts. Everyone meets up again. Sora, Donald, and Goofy go to fight Xehanort while the others help restrain Kingdom Hearts. We're transported to Scala a Kalum, by far the best looking world in the franchise. Time for the final boss fight, Sora versus Xehanort. We see Xehanort walking around, but it's just an illusion, and he turns into this darkness people. There's 13 of them. Round 1. We defeat them, then Xehanort shows up again and explains what this town is. He absorbs their power, shapeshifts the town, and it's time for round 2. We defeat him and break his armor. He teleports away and we meet him for the final battle. Xehanort has forged the Keyblade. I'm gonna call it X-Blade so you could tell the difference. This is it. We defeat Master Xehanort, the man who started it all. The rest of the gang comes here. Terra speaks to Xehanort, then Master Ericus shows up as a spirit. Xehanort finally admits that he lost. We get a flashback of them playing chess. Xehanort gives the X-Blade to Sora, and Aqua, Ventus, and Terra say one final goodbye to Ericus. Xehanort dies, and him and Ericus go to the afterlife. The war is over. We did it. But Sora isn't done. He has to go save Kairi. He goes on this journey alone. It shows everyone going back home to their loved ones. It later shows everyone back at Destiny Islands just enjoying life. Riku looks at Kairi and Sora hanging together. Kairi looks at Sora, then sheds one tear, and Sora fades away. So, that was the story of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's low-key hard to critique this story because it was tasked with cleaning up the mess of the previous game, so I won't. Sorry about that. So next I want to discuss the different Disney worlds, which serves as this game's levels. So the Hercules world is where you go to first, and this world was a great introduction in my opinion. It was a huge world and it was really fun to explore. Having Hercules as a party member was a great touch because he was always just sitting out in the older games. The mini-bosses were great, but I felt the final boss was lacking a bit. But hey, it's the first boss, so we gotta give it a pass, right? Let's just hope this trend doesn't continue. Spoiler alert, it does. The visuals though were amazing, especially when you go to heaven or whatever this place is. But yeah, overall a nice introduction world. Next is Traverse Town. I know it's not a Disney world, but shut up. Anyway, they completely fucked over this world. I was excited to revisit classic areas from part 2, but we only get the main area, the forest, and the outside of the mansion. A real bummer. Just a disappointment. Next is Toy Story. So when I first played this game, I remember not thinking too highly of this world, but after replaying it, I think the world is alright. I don't know, I just wished it took place somewhere else, I guess. The giant store is a great setting, but it's the only setting. It gets a little bland in my opinion. I get the whole you're small and that's the game, but let us go somewhere else. I don't know, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but who cares? Also, the boss is boring. Like, it's just a giant heartless. How exciting. Next is Tangled, and I actually like this world, like, a lot. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. The open grass fields, the caves, the spooky forest, and finally the town. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say I want diversity. The party members are great too. Rapunzel is cool and Flynn Rider is cool too. Again, the bosses are kinda boring. It's another giant heartless. Fun. I'm really missing the one-on-one human fights. Next is Monsters Inc. world, and holy shit I like this world. It is such a joyride playing through this world for the first time. The set pieces are great and exciting. Having Sully and Mike and Boo just chilling with us is so great. This world's boss is great. It's not just a giant heartless, it's this glob thing, but the fight is flashy as hell. And it's just fun as hell. This is a really solid Disney world. Now to go to the complete opposite, Frozen. What a shitty world, honestly. Up and down the fucking mountain and that's it. Sure, you have the ice palace, but it's boring and bland as fuck. Like, why is it here? They completely shoehorned the villain. Dude doesn't even talk. We got 2 songs in this world, like, fuck, we get it, Disney. Our party member is a giant snowman. Like, bro, where are the others? Luckily, the boss is fun, though. It's a wolf, and wolves are cool. Anyway, after that abomination of a world, I'm a huge fan of pirates and exploring the wide open seas, so you can see why I like this world. You're thrown in the vast ocean and you get to drive your own boat and explore the different islands and find treasure, which is really cool. The world can get boring after a while, so there's that. Having Captain Jack Sparrow as a party member is always a treat. And the final boss was actually a one-on-one fight with a Disney boss, and I like that shit. So pretty good world. Our last Disney world is Big Hero 6, and what a good world. I like the city aspect a lot, so being able to explore the city is great. I just wish it was a little more diverse, but it's a city, so makes sense. Having Baymax as a party member is great. He actually heals you, unlike someone. Fucking bitch. The boss is also cool, in concept. You fly around Baymax chasing the other Baymax, which is exciting, but actually playing it is just okay. It's a little clunky. Next and finally is the Keyblade Graveyard, but it's hardly even a world, so skip! So yeah, that's the different worlds you'll be traveling to. It's an okay selection. There's some things they can improve on. I want them to add more things to do throughout the worlds. After playing it through the main story, there's hardly any reason to go back and visit. Well, low-key, you can say that about the base game. There's hardly anything to do after the main game. You have battle gates and hidden Mickeys. That's it. Compare this to Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 had secret bosses and Kingdom Hearts 2 had 15 additional fights to do after the game. Also, we gotta mention the Hercules and Hades cups. They couldn't even do that, like, come on. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 had fucking Sephiroth fights. And what did Kingdom Hearts 3 have? This sorry excuse for a secret boss that you get after doing the battle gates. It also has 0 Final Fantasy characters when they are important to Kingdom Hearts DNA. Okay. Let me calm down. Let's talk about the most important part of any video game. The gameplay. Let's see how Kingdom Hearts 3 evolves the Kingdom Hearts formula from Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, they didn't. In fact, I don't think it's better than Kingdom Hearts 2's combat at all. For starters, it's too floaty. Sora doesn't feel like he has any weight to him. It's not like Sora was super heavy in the past, but at least he touched the ground. I promise I can stay in the air the whole time I'm fighting. Also, I don't think the Keyblade transformations are a good predecessor to dry forms. I don't think Keyblade transformations are bad. They can be really fun to use, but I enjoy dry forms way more. Another thing is that the combat is cluttered. You're constantly getting bombarded with Keyblade transformations, attraction rides, team attacks, upgraded magic. Like, none of this feels earned. It's just handed to me. This makes the game way too easy. Throughout my main playthrough, I just straight up ignored the attraction rides. They are so fucking annoying. I feel like this wouldn't be a problem if they made them harder to get, so I can't abuse these powers. That would literally fix the problem because it would be an actual payoff, because the Keyblade transformations and team attacks are fun, but I just get them way too often. Ever heard of too much of one thing is bad? That's exactly how this is. Let's talk about the Keyblade transformations for a little. So each Keyblade gets a transformation, and these are fun to use. They spice up the normal gameplay, which is a good thing. The problem is you're hardly using the normal gameplay because you get these too often to the point where they lose their effect. Again, just make them harder to get and this would be great. Attraction rides are just not it. They're boring as hell and you get these too frequently. Add that to the rest of the shit and you got yourself a complete shit show. Way too much happening at once. Alright, I'ma say it. The magic is fantastic. It's on the overpowered side, but it's just fun to use, honestly. In the past, I really wouldn't use magic, but I used it a lot in this game because it was really fun to use. We are missing a couple magics from the past, like Magneta or Reflector or whatever the fuck they're called, but the magic is already OP, so that's fine. The MP system works just like Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's perfect. Don't fix what ain't broke. Next is your focus, and I like the focus system, honestly. The attacks are fun and it lets you jump straight to an enemy, which is useful as heck. Not mad at this inclusion. In fact, I'm happy it's here. You may have noticed I haven't brought up shot lock, and that's because they nerfed the fuck out of it. I hardly ever used it. They kinda had to though. It was broken in Dream Drop Distance. The ability system works how it always has. Again, don't fix what ain't broke. You also have links, but I'm be real, I never use these. You can equip different armors and rings to help boost your stats, which is a really nice feature. So I know it sounds like I don't like this combat, but in reality I do. It's enjoyable, it's just I don't think it evolved the Kingdom Hearts formula. But all of that is useless without enemies to fight. Let's get into that. So the enemy AI is pretty good. This game has a couple different enemy types, and some worlds actually have unique enemies such as the Gigas in Toy Story and the pirate ships in Pirate's World. Since this is a Kingdom Hearts game, we have different enemy names. We have Heartless, Unversed, and Nobodies. Each group has a good amount of diverse enemy types. You have the small, medium, and large enemies. The AI for the small enemies are pretty dumb, but that's to be expected. These aren't meant to be tough, they're just to sort of teach new players to get the grasp of the combat. The game will sprinkle in the harder enemies as the game goes on, providing a nice balanced game. Unless you just grind early on and get high levels, but hey, it's an RPG, so that's what comes with it. But this time around, the enemies are on the easier side. This could be due to a couple different reasons. The worlds are massive this time around, giving the player a bigger space to run around and fight. This is a big deal because with bigger space comes more space to run, if you get what I mean. The older games had smaller spaces, making everything a little more compact and giving the enemies more of a chance to land their attacks, therefore making them more difficult. Another reason the enemies seem a little more easier goes back to all that shit that appears while fighting. Remember the rant I went on? It's only a real problem with the Heartless. The Unversed and Nobodies do provide some challenge, but not much. I can really say that about the game in general. Not even the bosses provide much challenge, except for the final boss. It was okay. So most of the bosses are just giant Heartless, which is kind of boring. I won't really talk about the Hercules bosses because that world really serves as a tutorial world, although I will say the fight against the Rock Titan was badass. The Toy Story boss was straight up boring. It's just a giant space Heartless guy. I think it would have been cool if we fought Buzz because, he was taken over. I don't know, could have been cool. The Tangled boss was a little more interesting, but not by much. It's just a giant tree, like, okay, I guess. Another boring boss. Thankfully, the Monsters Inc. World's boss is great. This is a big glob, and it's such a cool little joyride, especially when all these hands show. It's like a Disney Berserk. As shitty as the Frozen world was, the boss is pretty great. The arena is all dark, and you got this big-ass wolf. It's pretty cool. The Pirates World boss is exciting too, and it's a one-on-one against a Disney villain, which earns some points. And I already talked about the Big Hero 6 boss, so I won't go into that. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I want to quickly talk about the multiple organization member fights at the end. Although these are cool in concept, in execution, it feels a little off. The best way I can describe it is, it feels less personal. I would have rather they took the Kingdom Hearts 2 approach where you fight them in the Disney worlds. Here, they just show up, do some bullshit, and leave. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like it would have been better than in base game Kingdom Hearts 3. The post-game content is weak. You can look for hidden Mickeys that are scattered throughout the different worlds. You can also find different old games and chests, but I never bothered with these. Another big thing they added was cooking. Throughout the different worlds, you can find ingredients, then you go back to the bistro and cook with Remy the Rat. A nice little touch. The only other combat thing to do is the battle gates. These are little challenges you find in different worlds, and completing all of them, you unlock the secret boss, and he's not that hard. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the base game of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now let's go into the Remind DLC. So I'm not going to explain the Remind story in detail because it really just shows Sora's journey to get Kairi back. This DLC did a lot for Kingdom Hearts 3, honestly. My favorite aspect of this DLC was letting us play as the different characters, the big ones being Roxas and Kairi. Playing as Roxas is just a joyride, like he is so overpowered. I love it because it's my favorite character. Also, being able to play as Kairi too is a pretty big deal because she was never playable in the past 1,000 games, so it's pretty cool. The Remind DLC also added the much needed critical mode. This mode adds the challenge I wanted. It also has an ability you can equip that takes away attraction rides. Finally, those were annoying. It also nerfs the magic by giving you a smaller MP bar. They give you a new combo and tweak the gameplay a bit, and it does wonders. The combat feels great in this DLC. Now after the Remind is Limit Cut, and this gives us a look at the story in a year after the main story ends. Everyone's out looking for traces of Sora, and Riku comes across his digital shit. This is basically the reason for the 13 additional boss fights. You fight the new organization. Young Xehanort, Riku Replica, Larxene, Marluxia, Luxord, Xemnas, Xigbar, Ansem, Vanitas, Sayax, Terra, Xion, and Master Xehanort. Now these are boss fights. They provide a great challenge, and they are wonderfully crafted boss fights that challenge you to use the combat system and master it. Which I haven't. I haven't mastered this game. I'm stuck on stupid Xehanort. Now I've heard, and definitely didn't look it up even though it was everywhere on the internet when this DLC came out, after you complete the 13 fights, you unlock this game's real secret boss, Yozora. This guy takes the cake as the hardest Kingdom Hearts boss ever. But I never fought him, so yeah. He hints at a lot of stuff for Kingdom Hearts 4, which I will be playing when it comes out, cause this series has got me. Damn, after replaying Kingdom Hearts 3 I realized something. This game wasn't as bad as I remembered. Well, I never thought it was bad, it was just disappointing. You may have noticed that I skipped over the gummy ship part of the game. To be honest, I forgot about it. That should say enough. So yeah, this was a fun game. I know I said a lot of bad things, but that's just because I'm really passionate about this series, and I want it to thrive. I just hope Kingdom Hearts 4 fixes a lot of these problems. But hey, this video is long enough, so let's wrap this up. My final thought is, this game was good, but it did the mistake of overhyping itself. It took too long to come out, and the Kingdom Hearts story got super complicated, and this game was tasked with wrapping everything up. Unfortunate. But hey, I'm just a nobody. Go play the game for yourself and get your own opinion on it, dude. Make sure you like and subscribe for more reviews. Anyway, I'm out this bitch.